one of the biggest questions I think people ask is, do I buy or sell first? Okay, so I will go into that in a little bit more detail. Another good question is, what's a good property to buy? What properties should I avoid? Buying off the plan. Should I buy house and land? How much deposit do I need? What is pre-approval? Is a quoted price accurate? What can I do to make sure the price quoted is fair? How do I buy at auction? Can I make an offer before auction, and how? Can I negotiate on settlement and deposit size? Do I buy now or wait? And the last one, will the market dive? So
Seems a little bit dramatic, that last one. Will the market die? It sounds like a press conference talking about all the deaths.
I will answer that because it's very simple. But first of all, let's see the most common question that people have: do I buy or do I sell? What do I do first? And this one is quite a tricky one because it depends on people's circumstances. But I'll give you some sort of, we'll break it down a bit. So first of all, it makes sense to sell first because then you know the financial position you're in before you decide to purchase your next home. So you know how much money you have in the kitty to spend. Second of all, if you do decide to sell before you buy, try to get at least a 3 to 6 month settlement period, because when there's not much stock in the market like currently, it will take you longer to find that perfect property that you're looking for. Third, if the market is slow, definitely sell first. Now, and the fourth one is, in the current market we are now, many people decide to buy first and not pay extra by doing it later, because it's such a good market right now that the prices just change every week. So, you need to, if you do buy first and then sell later, just make sure you have a very good idea what your property is worth, because then you sort of have an idea how much money you should spend, because you don't want to be stuck later and needed a bridging loan in order to have two loans to pay off. But ultimately it depends to how much savings one may have available. So, but like I said, right now with the market we're in, a lot of people are deciding to buy first and sell later.
Okay, so I'm not sure as to what we're telling people, because it was you should sell first, buy first. But I guess what you're saying is that, like anything, you've got to understand your own circumstances, where you sit, how it affects your family, I guess, and really weigh that up. Because I guess as you said, the logic, and a lot of people are saying buy first, so that you're making sure that you're buying and then selling into the rising market. On the flip side, if your property isn't worth as much as you thought, or you've overextended yourself, you could end up in a real jam. And hence why, me personally, I don't like added pressure. So I like to compartmentalize things. So, typically I would follow Lucas's initial train, which is sell first, square everything up, know what you've got, and then move forward. But, that's not always the right decision to do. And I guess it just depends as to how you personally feel and your own circumstances.
I think the number two thing is, depends how much money you got and the current market situation whenever you decide to do that. So now the next biggest question people ask is, what's a good property to buy? Don't we all want to know what is a good property to buy?
I think we do a session on that goes for about 90 minutes. And
yeah. But let me just cut it down. Okay, there's a few things you should look at when you're buying a property. So first of all, buy a property that's strategically located. Okay, so location. Buy a property that's close to amenities, or if you buy an apartment, make sure that there are good amenities within the building. Buy a property that has good growth prospects. Make sure there are lots of infrastructure in place, because that normally means the future growth is very good for the property. Buy into a family-friendly area. And finally, for some people, that drive. Obviously, when you buy a property, make sure there's an option to buy a car space as well. Because again, when it comes to apartment, a lot of developers these days don't have any car spaces, especially if you buy a 1 or 2 bedroom. They say, sorry, it's only for the penthouses or the 3 bedroom. So it's very important to look into that. Don't assume it comes with a car space.
Okay, good. All right, I'll let you give one more.
Since you made the comment, okay, I'll add 2 quick ones. First of all, do I buy now or wait? The answer, there's only one answer here, and it's buy now. The median prices is never going to go back to $120,000 or even back to $700,000. You must focus on the future. Ideally, you would have purchased 12 months ago. Ultimately, it doesn't matter when you get into the market, as long as you hold the property for 5 to 10 years at least. And finally, to get put James's mind at ease, will the market dive? Oh my God, I've been doing this for 20 years. Every year I hear people telling me there's a crash coming within the first 12 months. It hasn't happened yet. Okay, it's very unlikely. Residential property is always the best performing asset with the least amount of risk. And if anything does go wrong straight away, and we've seen that recently, the government will step up if the market is suffering. The fundamentals such as interest rates, economy, employment, they're rightfully positive. So especially what they say, the experts say, as long as you buy investment grade properties, you will always do well over time.